Welcome back to Atlanta and Company. I'm Christine Pallara. Dr. Paul Cox is an Atlanta anti-aging specialist. He uses state-of-the-art diagnostics, bioidentical hormones, and nutritional evaluations to create individualized anti-aging programs for men and women, and they get results. That was a mouthful. Dr. Cox is here this morning along with one of his patients, Rosemary Cox. No relation, we should say, right?
Correct.
Just a coincidence. Well, Dr. Cox, start with what is anti-aging medicine? Earlier in the show, forgive me, I referred to, I always think of it as skincare, but it goes well beyond that, right?
It does. There's some skincare involved, obviously, but
Sure.
really anti-aging medicine is about the prevention, early diagnosis, and treatment and reversal in some cases of age-related diseases.
Now, how do you get certified in anti-aging medicine? What did you have to go through?
Well, I found a great organization called the American Academy of Anti-Aging Medicine, and it's a worldwide organization made up of physicians and teachers who are teaching physicians anti-aging medicine. It's about a 2-year certification process. It's actually, you go through an extensive training process, take written and oral boards, and then you have to do other educational things and continuing medical education, and you are certified as an anti-aging specialist.
That's terrific, and it makes sense. Hey, we're people are living longer, so we might as well, while we're here, try to live the best lives that we can. And you talked about customized programs. What do you offer?
Well, the cornerstone of our program, obviously, is what's called bioidentical hormone replacement, and without getting into it too deeply, it's about looking at the major hormone systems of the body, and if there are deficiencies in those hormone systems, we replace them with a molecule that is exactly identical to what our bodies would make, so it knows what to do with the molecule,
Wonderful.
It knows how to act, and it knows how to take that molecule and do the things it needs to so that we can feel better and live our best life.
And what are some common symptoms?
Common symptoms, the things that bring people to us are a lot of the things that in traditional medicine we're told to tell our patients, well, you're just getting older, or that's just how things are, or maybe you should try some Lexapro. Things like irritability, sleeplessness, other things that can be, stress, let's see,
Just those common things, like you said.
Memory
nowadays,
loss.
Memory loss.
Hello.
Listen, I have that. I blame it on the babies. I'm like, they've sucked my brain dry. Which is not really good when you're trying to host a show.
Right. But all those stress-related symptoms, all those things that we experience, when you look in the mirror and you think, gosh, I shouldn't look this old, or I shouldn't feel this old. And we know that there are things out there that can help us, but traditional medicine just isn't giving us the answers.
Okay, and this program, or these programs, are tailored for both men and women, right?
Yes.
Okay,
yes.
That's good. So it's not just for ladies. You're talking about anyone who wants to get involved in looking and feeling better, looking better from the inside out.
Exactly. It's really interesting now. You'll see there's lots of television commercials now talking about low T or low testosterone for men, which is something that we didn't talk about until the past 4 or 5 years and wasn't really recognized. But we're seeing tons of guys who are coming in their 40s and 50s who just don't feel right, and we check their testosterone levels, and things are a 40 or 50-year-old guy has the testosterone level of a 90-year-old man, and you don't feel well, you don't feel yourself, you can't be the person you want to be when those things are going on, and we can fix that, and it's really gratifying and really fun. And as someone who's done it as well, somebody who had a testosterone level lower than my 71-year-old dad's, when you optimize that back to where it ought to be for your age, makes an amazing difference in how you feel.
Absolutely. It's a new lease on life, and I'm sure for men that are husbands and fathers, it helps them feel like they're back.
Yeah.
They have the energy and the enthusiasm to embrace life and do the things that they need to do.
You're completely right. That's it. It's the energy, the enthusiasm, just the feeling of well-being and that feeling of vitality that's just really pretty amazing, and it works that way for both men and women. And
Rosemary, I'm sorry, we're now finally getting to you. I need the doc to kind of catch me up on the whole process here. Talk about what the experience was like for you working with him, and how you even got involved. What was sort of the point for you that made you say, I need to do something?
Dr. Cox is my doctor, and he's also a friend. And when he just started, he asked me if I'd be interested in the program. And it was sort of like a Charlie Brown Christmas, where all I hear is wah, 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 anti-aging. He had me at anti-aging.
Right.
I've been on the program for about 8 months now, and I've lost about 15 pounds. I have a military background, so I've always I do more before 9 a.m. than most people do all day.
I'm impressed.
But,
That's impressive.
It has tremendously helped my workout. With my cardio classes, I'm in the best shape that I've ever been, and I feel the best that I've ever felt.
You look fabulous. And again, I'm sorry, I'm going to compliment her skin, but just that being kind of a byproduct of what you're working on the inside then, right?
Yes.
And so what are you, what kind of a process is it? Walk me through that.
Well, initially what we normally do is we'll have somebody who's interested in the program. We'll get some basic labs. And a lot of times those basic labs tell us a lot about what's going on. It's usually just the basic hormonal labs. If we feel that somebody's a candidate for the program at that point in time, we do an extensive medical history. It's like a 17-page medical history that we have them fill out.
Good.
Once we do that, I'll sit down with them on a one-on-one basis. We have a meeting for a consultation that lasts about an hour or so. And I do education as to what's going on with their bodies, why it's happening,
how
it's all interrelated. And then I give some treatment recommendations, and we kind of move on from there. We decide what's the best treatment, what method of treatment we want to use. If the initial labs aren't exactly revealing for us, then there's other things that we can do because we have a complete process that looks at nutritional evaluations, food allergies, and other things like that that can contribute to what's going on.
Okay, and last question quickly. Is it safe? Is it natural?
It is natural. Like we said before, the hormones are the exact same molecules that our body would make. And yes, there is great scientific evidence that shows this kind of treatment is very safe.
All right. Terrific. Thank you so much for shedding some light about that. And where are you located, quickly?
We are at 285 Boulevard, Suite 345B, and you can also find us at www.myperfectage.com.
Terrific. You took the words right out of my mouth. To find out more about Dr. Paul Cox and his practice, please call 404-345-4630 or visit myperfectage.com. And this segment was paid for by My Perfect Age.